Well, I thank Senator Norris for what he has just said. I mean, as I mentioned last week, it's not for myself I ask it. I'm well fit to defend myself, but I do think there is an issue about where public discourse is going. And we do have to set an example in here. I do want to acknowledge that you yourself, Cathaoirleach, were very chaired that incident very properly. I want to second Senator Quahwell's proposed amendment to the order of business, and I do so because it is in the context of the motion that I've brought forward on the important issue of mental health, indeed kindly supported by Senator Norris and a number of the other independent senators, and I'm sure, I hope, by some of the party people as well. I think, generally speaking, it's better for the running of our business that we know when debates begin and end, and not least when, as I expect today, there may be people coming in from outside to hear the debate. There, as I understand, there may be. So I would be grateful if the Leader would accept that proposed amendment to the order of business, and I second it. Just in relation to what was said earlier, I think by a number of senators, Senator Boyne and others, about the confusion about the voting at last weekend's elections. I think the remarkable thing wasn't so much the confusion about voting, although that continues to be a problem, but the confusion about counting. And I was and am absolutely astounded that at this point in our democracy we found ourselves with an imbroglio such as arose in the context of the counting of the European election votes. It's not merely out of possible future or otherworld self-interest that I think that we probably would be served better by having one constituency for the entire island of Ireland, because we have unrealistically drawn boundaries based on seat allocations that might not in fact come to pass. But I think the most important point is this, that if there are 3 people going for a particular constituency to Brussels now, then the quota should reflect that. And if necessary, there ought to be a parallel counting of votes, counting on the basis of there being 3 senators going, and where there's an additional senator, as the case in Dublin, a separate counting of the votes. It wouldn't involve the same amount of work again on the basis that there are 4 senators, because as we know, that could produce 2 completely different results. You could have a situation under a quota for 3 senators that a person would be elected. You could have a situation where there would be counting for a quota for 4, where a person who might have been elected under 3 mightn't even get, where a person under one count situation mightn't get elected at all under the other. So I think no matter which way we went yesterday, we were doomed to possible inaccuracy, and that has to do with the question of distribution of surpluses. So I think that's an issue that we need to look at. And I'll leave it at that, and thank you.
Margaret.